You didn't come here for cheap motivation. You came because deep down, you know this. You weren't born to blend in with the average crowd. This is not a video for the faint-hearted, nor for those who dream big but never move. What you're about to hear may make you uncomfortable, may strike a nerve, may demand that you change immediately. And that's the point. Because if you still have reasons to delay, you are not ready for the top 1%. Get ready. The real answers are coming. And they make no apologies for the weak. Now, if you're truly serious about rising above the 99%, let's begin with the first lesson, where most failure begins. Choose your mentors, not the crowd. Don't believe everyone is qualified to guide you. Most people around you are living a life you should never imitate. The truth is, advice from the wrong person is sugar-coated poison for your potential. You need someone who's walked through the battlefield you're about to enter, not someone watching from the sidelines. Following the crowd guarantees you'll dissolve into mediocrity. The right person won't coddle you. They'll push you to limits you've never dared to reach. Choosing a mentor is like choosing a heart surgeon. If you pick the wrong one, you pay with your life. Average people fear risk, so they'll advise you to stay safe. But safety is the grand trap society sets for those unclear about what they want. Choose someone who makes you feel small next to their greatness. Learn from someone whose life is proof of what you crave. Respect them, but never worship. Learn, then surpass. Warning: family and friends love you, but it's that love that often kills your dreams. They don't mean to hold you back, they just don't want to see you hurt. But pain is the necessary toll for climbing high. Don't pick advice because it's sweet. Pick it because it makes you face truth. Choose the tough love of the right mentor over the soft lies of people who don't understand your path. This is your first step to separating from the herd. Get comfortable with pain. It filters out the weak. The biggest difference between ordinary and extraordinary people is how they relate to discomfort. The average avoid it, while the elite charge straight into it like a lion hunting prey. Discomfort is where your soul is forged. It's not pretty, it's not easy, but it's the only place growth happens. If your life is too comfortable, you're burying your greatness one soft day at a time. The cold of solitude, the ache of discipline. This is where warriors are born. The world doesn't need more people who escape hardship. It needs those who can dance in the storm. Every time you avoid discomfort, you reject a chance to grow stronger. Evolution never came from comfort, it came from friction. Muscles need resistance to grow, so does your mind. Those who enter the gym of pain and don't run are the ones who dominate the game. Want to live different? Become the person who feels at home with what terrifies others. Want to know if you're growing? Measure the discomfort you endure each day. If everything feels easy, you're standing still. If each day makes you question yourself, you're evolving. Ask yourself, what did I do today that scared me? If the answer is nothing, you're regressing. Anyone aiming to surpass 99% must treat discomfort as a training ground, not an enemy. Pain is not a punishment. It's the tuition fee of greatness, and you must pay it willingly. Daily, bad advice kills more dreams than failure. Not every piece of advice is worth listening to. In fact, most advice is just fear in disguise. People who never dared to live big will always try to crush your ambition, all in the name of being realistic. They're not evil, they just don't get it. Don't ask for directions to Everest from someone who's never left their village. Only take advice from those who've conquered what you're striving for. Everyone else? Thank them. Then move on. Family and friends, those who love you the most, are often your most dangerous obstacle. They want you safe, and safety is the graveyard of dreams. Follow them, and you'll have a quiet life and a lifetime of regret. Winners know how to filter the noise. They only let in voices that sharpen them. True freedom begins when you stop letting unqualified people dictate the fate of your mission. If someone's never risked everything for something they believed in, don't let them speak into your dream. Only learn from those who've dared, failed, and risen again. If they've never stood on the edge of the cliff, they won't understand your wings. And they'll tell you not to jump, because they've never flown. Success doesn't come from consensus. It comes from choosing the right voices, even if it means walking alone. Failure is fuel if you survive it. Failure is not the end. It's your entry fee into the arena. Regular people fear it, the elite harvest it. Failure is the classroom where the tuition is pain and the lessons are unforgettable. Every fall strips away your illusions and replaces them with hard-earned truth. No one levels up during easy days. Growth is a product of staying put when everything inside you wants to run. The question isn't, will you fail? It's how will you rise after you do? Average minds see failure as a full stop. Resilient ones see it as rocket fuel. Rejection, embarrassment, missteps, they're all bricks in the foundation of a strong life. No one builds empires on uninterrupted wins. Champions aren't experts at avoiding loss. They're masters of becoming stronger because of it. If you fear failure, you'll build a cage of safety around your entire life. But if you embrace it, you'll play on a stage most never touch. High performers don't care if they look foolish. They dive in, fall hard, and repeat until they rise. Those who've never failed have never grown. They live in a simulation of safety. But you must learn to treat failure as proof you're on the battlefield where real evolution begins. Action always beats knowledge. Wisdom isn't measured by how much you know, it's measured by what you do with it. Knowing everything but doing nothing is a polished form of delusion, a shiny mask that hides inertia. Most people read 100 books but fail to change one habit. The elite act on the first insight they absorb. The world doesn't reward the informed. It rewards those who step out and execute, even clumsily, even imperfectly. Execution is a brutal filter. And most people fail the test because they think overthinking is a strategy. It's not. It's a straitjacket. You can't surpass 99% if you act like them. Always preparing, never moving. They wait for one more course, one more burst of motivation, one more perfect day. And they wait so long that they become the very excuse they feared. On the other hand, the disruptors act now and refine later. They know imperfect action beats perfect hesitation. They learn while running, and that's why they lap those still calculating. Action is the antidote to all doubt. When you act, the fog lifts. Be honest, you already know enough to transform your life. The real question is, how much have you actually done with what you know? Unused knowledge is mental fat. It looks impressive but carries no power. Only when you convert ideas into steps do you earn results. Every small move is a hammer blow against inertia. Action is the bridge between potential and achievement. Without it, you're just a well-informed dreamer. And dreams, no matter how vivid, die quietly in people who wait too long. Relationships, the secret weapon of the smart. You can be incredibly talented, but if you don't connect with the right people, you'll walk while others ride bullet trains. The world doesn't run on merit alone, it runs on ecosystems of influence. That's why people less skilled than you sometimes move faster. They know how to play inside the system while you isolate outside of it. High-quality relationships are not distractions, they are shortcuts with integrity. Those who build wisely aren't just working hard, they're working connected. Stop glorifying self-made myths. No one great made it alone. Behind every massive achievement is a network pushing, guiding, and elevating. Building relationships isn't about kissing up. It's a survival skill for high-level players. It's the art of finding aligned people and creating mutual value. Offer something before you ask for anything. Be the person who brings solutions, energy, and support. When you do, doors will open. Not because you begged, but because you became someone worth opening them for. Here's the harsh truth. Most opportunities don't come from talent. They come from introductions. One well-timed recommendation can compress 5 years of hustle into 5 weeks. But you don't build that magic when you're desperate. You build it before you need it. Water the seeds of trust, generosity, and relevance now. Don't wait for the storm to start looking for allies. If you give with authenticity today, you'll walk into a future where opportunity knocks before you even ask. Relationships are compound interest in human form. Long-term thinking, the art of delayed dominance. Ordinary people think about tomorrow. Exceptional ones plan for the next 5 years. In a world addicted to speed, long-term thinking becomes a deadly advantage. Nothing worth building happens overnight. You don't plant a seed today and pick fruit by dinner. High performers understand that greatness is the result of consistent, patient effort. Every decision you make today is a seed. If you nurture it properly, It becomes a harvest others can't even imagine because they didn't wait long enough. Look around, everyone's addicted to instant dopamine. Social media, fast food, validation, consumption, all are part of a culture hooked on now. If you want to outpace 99%, you must become someone who denies shallow pleasures in exchange for deep rewards. Long-term thinking doesn't get applause, it's invisible in the short run, but it quietly builds empires, while everyone else burns out chasing short-term wins. The moment you stop craving immediacy is the moment you begin to play a whole new game. When you set 10-year goals and treat today as a key piece of that timeline, your identity shifts. You no longer flinch at criticism. You stop caring about winning small battles. Because now, you're focused on winning the war. Every workout, every investment, every skill you develop becomes a brick in a structure no one else is even trying to build. And when turbulence hits, while the world panics, you stay calm, because you prepared when it was still sunny. Long-term thinkers are rarely noticed at first, but they're the ones people call lucky a decade later. There's nothing lucky about strategy executed daily. Financial literacy, poverty isn't the problem, ignorance is. Most people aren't broke because they're stupid. They're broke because they never learned how to manage the first dollar they earned. Schools don't teach personal finance, but the real world punishes the financially illiterate relentlessly. If you can't budget, invest, or save, you're playing the survival game, blindfolded. High performers know, earning money is one thing, but turning money into a tool that multiplies itself is a master-level skill. If you're not learning it, you're not building a future, you're burning one. Freedom doesn't come from how much you make, it comes from how much you keep and grow. When most people earn more, they spend more. Financial thinkers invest more. They understand that money is not the reward, it's the tool. Average minds let money control their emotions. Smart ones use logic to control their money. If you're not in charge of your finances, money will quietly dictate your sleep, your marriage, your dreams, and every decision you make. That's not freedom. It's invisible slavery. The question isn't, how do I get rich? It's, do I even deserve financial freedom yet? That starts with committing to learn finance daily. Too many people avoid money until it's too late. They blow through salaries before they've even learned how to invest. They ignore their bank balance and then blame bad luck. But the truth is, financial knowledge is free to learn, fast to apply, and powerful enough to change your life in just a few years. The only thing you need to do is begin. Delay is the most expensive decision you can make, and most don't realize it until they've already paid. Multiple income streams, armor for the financially free. Relying on a single source of income is silent financial suicide. If your job vanished tomorrow, could you stay afloat? For 99% of people, the answer is no, and that's exactly why they stay stuck. High performers never hang their fate on one paycheck. They build additional income layers, even small ones, that can become lifelines during chaos. Freedom isn't about earning more at one job. It's about creating independence from any single point of failure. You don't need to launch a startup to build multiple streams. It starts by identifying what value you can offer and converting it into income. Writing, teaching, investing, digital products, renting assets, every skill can be monetized if you learn to package it. Don't think you need massive resources to begin. You just need discipline, consistency, and a long-term commitment. When money flows in even while you sleep, you're no longer hustling. You're building leverage. Don't wait to be fired to think about your second income. Don't wait for a recession to build a buffer. True financial freedom belongs to those who prepare while others relax. The wealthy aren't lucky. They're diversified. They reinvest their side incomes into education, new skills, and more cash flow machines. Each stream of income is a layer of armor. And the more layers you build, the more calmly you walk into storms while others scramble. Wealth is not about flash, it's about options. And multiple income streams give you more than money, they give you control. Health, the foundation beneath every dream. You could achieve explosive success, earn millions, command respect, but if your body breaks down, it all turns to bitter irony. Health isn't an optional luxury, it's the infrastructure that supports everything else. Every sleepless night, rushed meal, and ignored symptom is a nail in the coffin of your potential. The top performers don't just chase wealth, they maintain the machine that earns it. If you burn yourself out on the climb, there will be no one left to enjoy the view at the top. Here's the brutal truth. If you don't proactively protect your health, life will force you to stop through illness. No one will warn you in time. No one can work out, eat right, or rest in your place. Winners aren't the ones who do the most. They're the ones who can keep performing the longest. There's nothing more tragic than reaching the summit only to collapse from the damage you ignored on the way up. Health may not guarantee success, but without it, success becomes a cruel, short-lived joke. Investing in your body is the highest return deal you'll ever make. You can lose money, status, and relationships, but if you still have health, you can rebuild. Lose your health, and it's game over. Living fully doesn't just mean living long. It means living with high energy, sharp focus, and physical readiness for every challenge. Start today. Start small. Eat better, sleep deeper, move more. This is not sacrifice, this is strategy. And it's how you make your success not just achievable, but sustainable. You've just walked through 10 unfiltered truths most people will never face. Not because they can't, but because they won't take responsibility for the lives they pretend to want. But you're still here. That means you're ready to burn the excuses, break the rules, and destroy the limits. The world owes you nothing, but you owe yourself everything. Not tomorrow, not next year. Now. The path to surpassing 99% doesn't care how tired you are. It demands your courage, your execution, your relentless rise again and again. Playtime is over. Permission is canceled. Your greatness is not requested, it's required. Get up, lock in, and build the life most people are too scared to even imagine.